Okay, good morning, everyone. Okay, for today's KT session, it is about the cash management for three countries: Indonesia, Vietnam, Malaysia, and also we will cover. There will be Cherry side to walk through the. It's more on the knowledge sharing for Singapore AR factory execution. Okay, so I'll start from my end here first for this cash management. Let me share my screen here. Let me start with Indonesia first. So I put this in this cash management folder under Indonesia. So I put an important notes here file just for easy reference. Okay, to be upfront to you all that to the team that actually we do not have any daily cash position file like other affiliates since the Derek's time. I mean during the KT from Derek to us, and in fact during our time. I think we also try to catch up with the SC Treasury team. It's more, I think it's on Anissa's side to provide the similar cash position, but apparently I think it's more like a weekly or bi-weekly kind of updates only. So but because without this we need to have the bank balance, right? So what we have been doing here at our end is actually we always check the bank balance from e-bank importer, which is Citibank and BNP. For Indonesia, it is quite straightforward because Bank is actually in Citibank. BNP is the bank to provide the loans or bank guarantee only, facility related. So I put in the notes here that what we have been doing. Okay. So for funding requirements, we actually I listed down the key requirements for Indonesia. Indonesia, there are these Alindo and Alitech. Alitech, actually, the payment requirements is quite minimal, and it doesn't have any loans as well. It is more on Alindo. So this is what I put here. APMR is how much, okay, and then Alitech is how much, and then this is tax payment. Tax payment actually is coming from the local affiliates team, which is from Ingenious. Okay, so this is just an estimation amount, yeah. So amount can be changed from time to time. Then this withholding tax payment, VAT payment. Okay. So the third one, I think you guys are very familiar with this one, FX settlement. There's more on national forest. Yes.
Point number one, normally AP will share the payment proposal, right?
Yeah. Let me finish this one because I have attached the email here for your reference after this walkthrough of this important notes. Okay.
Okay.
So FX settlement, I think Nashmi, right? Of Iris. So this is very depending on the timing, right? And I put in the notes here. It has to be positive bank balance for FX settlement because of the local regulation. So this one you guys have to remember always. It cannot be in overdraft position. For Indonesia, it has OD facility, of which Christine, the local head of finance, right? She's okay to have this OD to be used. Okay. But bear in mind, FX settlement, there must be a positive bank balance, right? And this one, this. Next one is actually direct debit. Direct debit is actually to the vendor of PLN. This has been the case, I think, during Derek's time. The amount is about 25 billion IDR. Right? For example, now this is a period. The bank account will be debited. Okay. Usually it will use the OD facility for such a payment because collection will come probably a few days later. So there's no point that we draw down from short-term loan from Citibank or BNP. LNet is Alindo, it joins LNet lah. So there's LNet payment. You guys can see it from there for all these FX, right? Payroll, as usual, I think you guys have this payroll file that we were shared by the team last time. Usually it's 24th of the month. Loan due is case to case. As I shared with you yesterday, it was as at now, the outstanding is 85 billion with Citibank. But when it comes to the loans due, right, even it is rollover, you have to ensure, the interest payment, there's sufficient funds for that. Even say, for example, loan due, always check with Christine, as I mentioned. If there's a partial repayment, you guys have to ensure there's a funding for the principal repayment. Okay, so this is the overall for Alindo and Alitech. Alitech not so much. I will focus more on Alindo. Okay, so I've downloaded the email from AP from Halia for your easy reference. You guys have this as well. This is a VAT related from Eugenius. Withholding tax, this is from Eugenius as well. Okay. That's all for Indonesia. It is quite straightforward, but I think for Indonesia, it is more like a timing. Christine actually should prefer to use OD just to bridge the funding gap for a few days kind of thing, because their collection pattern probably, it is like just a few days gap, that kind of thing. Any questions for Indonesia? I finished my part.
On the tax payment, right? Normally, Eugenius will send you email how many days before the payment?
Actually, he doesn't send to me. He sent to Halia for this payment, but he CC to my side. I'll inform him. So you see, this is the 30th of December.
Okay. The payment is on? Payment value date?
The value date is
actually the payment value date I do not have it. I can't see here because he raised a ticket, I think. But let me go to here. Usually it's 3 to 5 3 working days before. Last time it's just 1 day before, that is very critical. Okay, you see, 11 December. So the payment is actually due on the 14th December. So payment can be made 13th of December, 13th or 14th December. So that means 2 to 3 days kind of grace period given his up, from Eugenius to AP team. Okay.
So the payment is made by AP team.
Correct, yeah. But it's just that I think because of the arrangement of tax, there's some operational kind of, tax code or whatever, something like that. So Eugenia has to provide to Halia side. This one is very operational. I didn't go very detailed to that because my side is actually more on funding. Okay.
Okay. For both Alindo and Alitech, or is it only for Alindo?
As I mentioned, for both payment is Alitech, but Alitech, their what we call it is quite stable, I would say, because the bank balance actually always quite high. High as in it is more than sufficient, because Alitech not so much when it comes to funding requirement. So when it comes to back payment, it is meant for Alindo and Alitech. Okay. When it comes to tax payment, my understanding is Alindo only. Sorry, Alindo and Alitech here as well. Okay. But you see here, loans is only Alindo. Loans related, Alindo only.
Okay.
Hi, Angie.
Yes.
Just, is there any tips like, let's say if we have many balance in Alitech and we have to do payments in Alindo, so we do fund transfer. Is there anything something like that?
As I mentioned, Alitech, right, their payment is very, very small. It is always sufficient funds during my time. It is now 11 billion in Alitech, what we call it, Alitech bank accounts. So I don't think, because they're also collection, but the collection although it's not as high as the Alindo, but because Alitech payment is not huge, so it is always manageable. Hence, there's no transfer required from Alindo to Alitech.
Otherwise, Alitech to Alindo?
No.
Okay. Because you just need the OD.
Yeah, either OD or external funding. You see?
Okay.
But Christine is okay with OD. She's like different from Thailand, right? Kunchacha actually she preferred it to be like OD, not to be used. Okay, I think it's because of the pricing of arrangement. Okay, so that is for Indonesia. Next one is Vietnam. Okay, for Vietnam, I think everyone is very familiar with this file, the cash management file. Hold on. So Charles is he has been updating the cash position here. So refer to the control tab. Like today is 13, right? Okay. Usually every, how to say, beginning of the month, I will put in all these the payments to be made during the month of January, for example, right? You see, when you look at this block of information, actually it's all related to loans. If you notice yesterday when we walk through, when we do the KT for Vietnam, right? There's a lot of loans for Vietnam, all right? And of course, if you remember correctly, the loans actually, the interest reset is actually every 3 months. It's not like 12 months. Once we draw, then it's 12 months. After that, only we settle the interest. No. So usually we do the interest period is 2 to 3 months. And knowing Vietnam, they have a lot of loans because it's very restricted. It is always embedded with Halia side for new invoices for drawdown, right? So over the time, we for cash management purposes, I usually put in whatever that will be paid out, assuming we will not fully settle or prepay all these loans. Okay, so if you notice, this is the one that 350 billion loans installment due on the 5th Jan. So usually what I put here is actually the potential payment to be made so that you can see an overview. All right. Some actually, I just put preferred Preferred actually, probably I would like to prepay some loans. But nonetheless, at the very minimum, you have to put in all the application for loan related, okay? Payroll, always beginning of the month. There is 5 billion. I think you guys have the file for payroll, I believe, to you guys. So over the time, where there's a bulk payment that from Halia, we will just put in this as well. Okay, put in this. So the bulk payment email I've attached here, downloaded, and yeah. So this is the overall email from Halia. Okay. And when it comes to this file, bulk payment. Say if there's any bulk payment that you guys would like to do loan drawdown, for example, 15 million, right? Bulk payment total. But you only draw down 10 billion for ALV. So the 5 million you put in here because that one is not via the loans, right? So you guys have to adjust or manage the necessary funding that would require from the bank accounts here. Okay. So bulk payment, usually when I calculate, I will just calculate including the foreign currency payments as well on the estimated basis so that you will know how much roughly required. All right. So you see for bulk payment, for example, today is 13, right? So this file has been updated. So I will just remove here. So 97, this one also done already. 8 April, June, yeah. All this you can remove so that you can see the rough indication of bank balance, right? Of course, this one is without the collection now, but this is at the very worst case scenario. Okay, so this is a file for Vietnam. Fund transfer. This one only required because usually the fund transfer, knowing LV only have this BNP and SMBC. I've downloaded this one, which is very reason because we have this settlement of loan in SMBC. All right, so we email to your site and then your site to raise a ticket, so on and so forth. I put an email sample here. Yeah. So another one is this one. I need to highlight because I think there's a process that has been passed down from Derek's time, right? ALV, when it comes to this royalty payment, yeah, apparently to the bank, when it comes to royalty payment, which is FX related also, we acknowledge that child side, which is BSC Treasury, we will need to wait for the FX. We'll need to wait for some confirmation whether he can proceed with the FX booking or not. And then, actually, at the bank side, when it comes to royalty payment, they have to check the checklist, the invoice documents first. However, this process, right, when it comes to royalty payment, we notice that actually it's not really handled by BSC AP team. In fact, it was our side over the time that we need to inform the bank operation, right? That hold on, now let me share this one. Okay, first of all, the bank will need to cite. We need to check the supporting documents for royalty payments. Then only this payment can be made by Halia side, and then Charles to proceed FX. But I do not think it should be done by COE. But because of the urgency that time, and royalty payment is every 6 months, if I'm not wrong. So this is a very good example that we put out this email. First of all, supporting documents. Supporting documents, the bank has a very specific kind of information required. So the person in charge is actually Timothy. Hold on, Timothy. Last time we thought it's actually Swan, but actually it's not. So Timothy is actually this. So he knows what to provide, but you can share with him this email lah. So the bank would need invoice or calculation sheets, all these things. Okay, so the information has to come from him to provide to moving forward. I think BSC Treasury to you. You are to, but this one I leave it to BSC because I'm not too sure the process wise moving forward is like how. Then someone from LEK have to share these documents to NAM, BNP team lah, right? So you see, they require that operation team need to have these additional documents before processing the payment, you see. All right, so you may have a read. So this is an overall requirement when it comes to royalty payment. I need to highlight this because it's not monthly payment or whatsoever. But when it comes, and the payment is very huge, you see. So you guys have to take note on this. I've attached this email here. I put a note, please take note. Okay. So this one, there are two parts. What I'm trying to tell you is that the time, for example, if you are to have this royalty invoice for drawdown, there is one process, they have loan processing team in BNP. That one you stick to the loan process preparation or those are. But when it comes to this royalty payment, please try to negotiate with this payment operation team in BNP because they would need the specific supporting documents for royalty payment before LEK can proceed with this payment. Okay. For funding, if it is not via loan, then you have to reserve funds in using your own cash in this cash management fund. Yeah. This is all related to cash management for Vietnam. That's all from my side. Any questions?
And yeah, so you're trying to say, right, there's no restriction for royalties to use the loan for Vietnam, right? How
Yeah, there's not. So far during our time, it was done via we did. I think we did once for the loan. The one that we shared with you yesterday, that the 57 billion. The one, if I'm not wrong, I think it's a royalty payment drawdown for that payment. But always check with the bank also, just to, because I'm not too sure over time whether the law had changed or whatsoever. But our time, yes, we did that before. But nonetheless, I also check with the bank before I proceed any preparation of documents. Just drop a line to the bank, get them to have a look at the invoice for loans to confirm first before you start prepare all these forms just to avoid any double work or wasting of your time. Okay.
Okay, then next question is how about dividend funding arrangement?
Dividend payment, dividend for sure cannot use loan for payment. This is prohibited.
Okay, so meaning, but because the last I heard they say they need to use free cash flow or self-funding. So meaning as so long the fund is in our balance, then can already, is it?
Yeah, of course. But you need to accumulate your bank balance you know. Having said that, actually dividend has to use your own funds. You see? So if you have any, if you know there's a dividend coming up already, going back to here, sorry, here. So you have to use this Vietnam Dong's reserve the funds here. Meaning dividend payment have to always use your own LV own funds. Cannot be paid via the loan drawdown. But royalty payment, yes.
And Gia, how you accumulate the funds at the start of the year?
How to accumulate for all the entities? For sure, they have a collection. You see, so as I mentioned yesterday, for Vietnam, earlier we have a line because we were waiting for a cash flow forecast from BSC, right? So while waiting for that, actually we have a line with Lin. This minimum balance are always set aside, end balance at least 50 billion.
But I thought that 50 billion is for the short-term working capital, like the utilities and all.
Yeah, correct. So
yeah,
where your question, how to accumulate?
So let's say beginning of the year, we know there is 200 billion dividend that we need to pay by September. How are we going to accumulate this so-called 200 billion from the beginning of the year?
The source is like this, all right. Either it's collection or payments, right? Payment, unless there's no payment, then your balance will be accumulated, right? Another way is that how we did, I think during the year there was a dividend payment. We have to ensure your collection is your receipt of collection is always there, reserved, marked already, earmarked for payment, say dividend payment. You always reserve, cannot touch. And then when it comes to payment, bulk payment, for example, you don't use your own funds anymore. You have to go through the loans so that your end balance will not be touched.
So the balance that you keep there, do you still keep in the current account or do you place it in a placement?
In current account.
Okay.
Okay. So for the deposit or whatever, I think I'll leave it to you moving forward, the process at BSC on that. So that's how we manage, because once you have paid the invoice, those paid invoices cannot be used for loan anymore. So you will miss the window. You guys have to monitor have to monitor closely when it comes to this dividend payment or even royalty payment. Royalty payment actually is fine because it can be used for loan drawdown based on our time, during our time. Okay. So this is how we, even you see year end, we have 125 billion, but we have this justification why installment is about 30 billion here. I cannot be, reducing all these funds until 50 billion, but actually I have this 5th January installment to be paid. You always somehow have to reserve the funds ready, you see. Okay. So this is for Vietnam. Okay, that's all for Vietnam.
Yeah, any other more restriction other than dividend cannot use loan? Anything that we should be aware of other than dividend?
Not that I'm aware of, because for Vietnam, the big requirement is royalty payment and dividend. But actually, dividend generally in other affiliates in other countries also, it shouldn't be used. I mean, the dividend invoice shouldn't be used for drawdown because it's not correct. Dividend is dividend because of nature of payment. Dividend is because you have the company has the assets that you can pay, right? You can pay that. So for Vietnam, other than dividend and royalty, not that I'm aware of. Okay, but oh yeah, one more thing. Vietnam, they have a lot of outstanding in the core payments last year. Last year, overdue payment. However, what I understand is that Halia, together with Lin, they have managed to make the payment, the overdue invoices in the core over time by batches. So the one we have, the one for those overdue invoices it cannot, because it cannot be used for loan because it's already overdue. Okay, so for those kind of payment nature, you have to always set aside the funds in the bank accounts also.
Sorry, so basically, even though the invoice have not used to draw down before, if it's overdue, you cannot use it.
Overdue
Oh.
means, for example, overdue is one thing. For example, the invoice, it could be, say, they issued in end of, say, October 2024. And then when Vietnam, they want to pay, right, it's already like August, 1 year after.
Mm-hmm.
So the bank always look at the invoice date.
Mm-hmm.
90 days, then only you can draw down. You cannot.
90 days.
90 days, correct.
Oh, it was
So,
not the due date.
Sorry?
It was not the due date.
Not according to the due date. It is always from the invoice date, then they calculate the 90 days.
So only 90 days invoices can go up
Yeah,
for loan.
correct. Yeah. So that's why, as I mentioned yesterday, right? Loan activities for Vietnam always refer to Halia's payment request, because usually her invoices for payment, but payment for Vietnam are very, Vietnam dong invoices are very up to date one.
Right.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. Anything? Wrong press, is it? Okay, so this is how it works for Vietnam. Okay, I'll move on to Malaysia. That's the last country. Okay, for Malaysia. Again, I've split because cash management for Malaysia is a fair bit of cash pool related. I'll go with the flow first. First of all, the cash management file is the one that's the pay. BSC Treasury team has it. So always refer to these 3 tabs in the file. Let me close off this. So this is the file that BSC Treasury team been updating as well. But this is a December file, yeah. So update here. This one, this is BNP, this Maybank. SIG is here. Okay. Okay. Another one is calculation tab. This one actually because over time there's also LBS kind of a lot of requirements. So this is a simple table for easy monitoring. This is up to, because it is a December file. January one, we have not. I think I need to have the link for January. Okay, first of all, the pattern of Aliki, Malaysia, and SIG. Let me go back to here first. Bulk payment. Bulk payment I think you guys have the payment schedule from AP team, right? Usually, I think beginning of the month, there's payment requirements as well, but the amount is not very huge. Okay, but what I attach here in email is actually the one that for the bulk payment, that the big one, the big one. Hold on, let me see this spelling. So when you look at this one, I attach the sample email is because this is a bulk one. LM, SIG, I wish you guys have the email as well. Okay, it's from Sihui Sahid. Urgent payment. You guys all know about this, right? When as and when. All right. And I give an example of SIG and LM here. Payroll is from your payroll file that you guys have. Other than that, let me go back to here. So bulk payment, SIG payroll. Okay. DNP also is part of the Sihui's scope as well. But this is a if I'm not wrong, I think direct debit here. Sometimes I don't know. Sometimes she will put into her bulk payment file, but sometimes not. I think because of the timing for the rush of finalizing of the what we call that, the payment amount, things like that. But in my calculation, I always set aside funds for DMP because this one is a regular payment on a monthly basis. FKM, because it's up to December, I also put aside reserve some funds. These all are estimation only. Okay. And here, we also put in the one that Victoria has been sending out to us. This one, let me go back to this email. Yeah. This is a cash pool related. I'll showcase to you later. So all in all, this is all the AP payment due. Usually, I'll just put in this calculation. It is not a very detailed kind of calculation here because I'm not worried about Air Liquide Malaysia or SIG during beginning of the month because first of all, payment is not huge, and then SIG has this cash flow all time. The calculation here is more like a month and the third week. First or 2 weeks is fine. The third week, these are all the numbers come about. Okay. Of course, loan due, because December there's nothing ready, loan due is also kind of like if there's any loan due, then you have to put in lah. But if you think that you want to roll over, then it's fine. This is a real cash flow. I mean, hardcore cash related cash flow. Interest due, you just put in. For example, you see this month, July, I have this interest due. You just put in here. Bank balance, as usual. BNP, you guys know about it. OD available, OD facility for Air Liquide Malaysia is 25 million. So, but of course, if can, we won't use the OD, but it depends on the situation because of timing, right? MBB, okay, MBB because it still have this collection in Maybank account. So it depends on the timing. When there's a transfer of funds, then I will just put in here. All right. So this is just a very rough calculation. I leave it to you guys because I think Kevin, your side already have the cash flow forecast, right? For all the affiliates, except for China. But this is overall how we manage the funding. If I remove this OD, right, it's like this. But actually, this is just a purely a number put in to see this one. How much, if OD is utilized, then this is a balance to be enough. If not, then negative. What I mean here, OD is like a backup. If to bridge the gap, the funding gap, just 1 or 2 days, knowing Air Liquide Malaysia, there's a cash pool, yeah. Every day there's a cash funds up to Air Liquide Malaysia from the entity. So, but it depends on the timing now. So this is a rough estimation for the third week of Air Liquide Malaysia and SIG. I would say Air Liquide Malaysia, like this one. All right. So go back to here. I've attached this email and then cash pool because, as I mentioned, LM has this cash pool related. Okay. I think this one, you guys are very familiar because of this manual kind of cash pool requirement, right? So I give an example because you guys know very well. Just for formality, I attach a copy of it. I put here request from LBS. I did a sample email. Then the other one, once this is done ready. So Victoria, I think probably some months should remind it, but some months probably take it as like auto run ready. So I also attach an email that has this email from Victoria that asking us to cash pool to update in the e-banking portal. Okay, so this one we will what we call that attach here. Hold on. So this one manual. I think you guys have to have the access of Elikin Malaysia e-banking portal after this KT, because why? The adjustment is done in e-banking portal. All right. So actually this is a screen of this e-banking portal that you need to adjust. Yeah.
Angie, the cash pool, have we sorted out with BMP yet?
I think this one is over the time that something that has been looked at already. But of course it's not like today that kind of timing, you see.
What is the commitment from BMP?
Cherry, do you have any comment? In case that anything to add? I think this one has been under the review already.
Sorry, Malaysia Cash Pool have a dedicated session, Kevin,
Mm-hmm.
in the global KT, global receipt KT.
Yes,
So-
but since now NG is touching it, so I thought we also talk about it, or you want to talk total during
No,
that KT?
This is more operation.
Okay, so it's separated topic. Okay, so here what the NG is showing here is for the operational. So operational is based on the existing structure and when your payment application comes, and this is steps you have to do so. Okay, and for the structure wise, we will share with you during the global receipt structure for cash flow specific sessions at that time.
Okay, Sherry. Okay, on this adjustment, Angie, as you know, I have never been comfortable with, I've never agreed to do such an adjustment. Can you please drop me an email on this particular topic, because I need to speak to Peggy before we start doing it.
Why do I need to drop an email?
On this particular adjustment, just drop an email, let me know what is just a few points, right? How we need to do it, when we need to do it. I need to engage Peggy to discuss on this topic.
I think this KT recording will be
No,
will be
please,
the
Angie,
last
don't I'm just requesting for one thing, drop me an email on this, okay? I need to talk to Peggy.
No, actually
Because
you
we are
can
not
see this email.
comfortable doing this adjustment.
No, it's fine. So what I mean here, you can use this email sample to talk to Peggy, I guess, because we have this ready.
No, I need to know the details of like when you do the adjustment and all. It's not that hard, right? Just 2 points to say when we're doing it and all. If not, I can set up a meeting. We can sit in together. Either way.
No, what I mean here, the supporting is ready here, Kevin. You can use this extra of the email, which already put here. You see, this update. You see, you can see here.
Okay. Let me set up a meeting. Okay, I'll loop you in and then we will talk to Peggy.
No. I think it's a separate topic lah. We split this. Okay.
So
this
you're still going to continue to do this?
No, this has to be KT to your end.
I don't mind the KT, but I need to get the clarity from Peggy first before I take over this part.
I think nowadays, just so happened that for the past 2 months, there's no manual adjust. I think last month there's none. Last month and the month before there's none as well.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter if we have it, once.
No, I think the timing is very important.
Sorry to interrupt. Sorry, who is Peggy, Kevin?
Peggy is our internal control director.
Oh, okay. I think this one, it's a separate session we can discuss together.
Okay, I'll set up the call. I'll loop you in as well, Cherry. Okay, let's talk to Peggy.
Okay, for this one, actually, we'll share this screen. So there's some steps that to be under the what we call that LET portal, which is very straightforward. So once you have do the adjustment for this how much and how much for things that should be transferred, right? Okay, sorry, I think this email is a bit short. So you will have to get approval online approval to approve. All this while we get YE to approve, because I think this has been the case for LM. All right. So I've attached an email for here. So once she's done, then she will just inform us here. Yeah. So this is a cash pool related adjustment for LM. All right. So the other one is also cash pool related, but we call it as a temporary IDL. Okay. Under LET Malaysia cash pool, the entities under it, right? Under the cash pool of LM, they have this IDL intraday limit. So as far as Malaysia entities are concerned that we are in charge for, SIG currently has this 4.5 million IDL. All right. I think you guys are very familiar with IDL, right? That means the limits can allow for payments to be out before the funds coming in to the SIG account, for example, in this case. So this is why I need to put a highlights here. Why? There are some months, right, in the past, it will trigger the IDL insufficient. Having said that, that happened because AP payment, manual cash pool repayment to LPS or whatsoever, and even payroll, actually, all these payments, right, fall under the same date. Of course, in certain months, actually, is paid under different date, you see. So this is something that you guys have to take note. Usually how it's checked is to check the payment schedule, have to check, the period is which month, which day in the month, because sometimes it's because of the weekend, which is for the 24th of the month, then it will be paid earlier. So this is all about timing. All right. And if you think that actually you can foresee that there's no, the idea is insufficient to support the payment, the total payment for that day, you will have to email to ND or BNP to tell him. So what we did is actually, for example, we emailed on the 15th August, but actually we get a heads up to ND because his side has to get approval to increase, temporary increase. This one, say 6 million. Okay, 6 million payment on 19. So assessments are we need additional 1.5 million IDL. So he'll get the necessary approval. Yeah. So this one he has done already. This is very important. Otherwise, payment will be stuck on the day. Okay. I put all the notes.
Actually, the IDL limit, do we do any review on it?
I think this topic let's discuss on the other KT.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So this is overall requirements of IDL. And hold on, let me go back to here. This one, Maybank remittance, I think, Kevin, we have discussed this before. I will share the link here. For manual forms, okay, just to update you that we are putting up this resolution to regularize the online payment, right? Online transfer this month. There's some sort of administrative work to be filled or forms to be filled. And with that, we will get that access back to AP team, the user, to do the necessary online transfer already. I've shared the link here, this remittance here. But I think with this KT, after this KT, I think we need to discuss who will raise the manual form first. This is just for the temporary.
No. First thing, when are we going to get back the e-banking portal?
That's why I say it's already been processed. But as I mentioned, there's an administrative work to be done. After the resolution, bank mandate, when it comes to this bank mandate, there are a lot of process involved one. So I think this one is sorry?
Do we have a tentative timeline?
as I mentioned, January, I don't think January we can go for the e-banking portal back already. There's a lot of it. Now it's already mid of the month. And by the way, Kevin, I'm still waiting for the other info so that I can do this together. The one that we talked about today.
Okay.
Because
So
I cannot speak the board resolution board approvals separately one. We have to do it
have to
together.
do together.
Yeah.
Okay.
Once we table to the board.
So one point, yeah. Basically, I deem this as a paper payment mean, right? And it should be banned. Okay. So Global Rights say it should be banned. If we're going to do this, I need some exception approval on the temporary measure to continue with this.
So
Is Flora aware of this, that we are using
this
it? I
is a
mean, we
payment.
discussed about it during our Jack's visit, right? And we listed it where we should not be using it. So if we are going to take over, I need exception approval for this
Exception approval from who? That
to
you're
continue using our thing. I'll say same thing. We talked to Peggy together during the call.
Okay, sure.
Okay, so we get exception
I want
approval
to-
temporary to utilize, and then if possible, you have a timeline of the e-banking. That would be great.
Kevin, I want to emphasize one thing. I want to correct one facts here. The statement that you mentioned, that you have been mentioned. This is not fax instruction. This is the, hold on.
I mentioned paper payment means. I didn't say fax.
Well, earlier it was mentioned as fax. I don't know. I need to correct this thing, yeah, because it is very it is not appropriate to mention that because it is not via.
I say paper payment means. Paper payment means.
Yeah, I need to add this point.
Okay,
right.
no problem. Yep.
So that's all for Malaysia cash management related topics here. Any questions?
Angie, question. So do you have any interaction with other Malaysia entities, domestic entities?
On what topic?
On cash pool topic, on cash management topic, basically.
Not really.
So, in your experience, is there any such event that huge payments out from CTS being blocked?
CTS or ENC?
CTS and ENC, these two entities.
CTS, okay, I think this one we will cover via the KT for the cash pool related. Of course, under the Aliki entity, Aliki Malaysia, sorry, LM cash pool, right? Under it, there's a few entities. The payment out. Sorry, are you waiting for me to talk, or you have?
Okay, please proceed.
Okay, I finished first. For CTS, there was a time where there is a huge payment to be out, but they expect LM to pay back. I think this is more like a cash flow related topic already. So we will talk about that during the cash pool topic.
That topic is more on the cash pool structure, right? This is more on the cash management, right, Professor?
Yeah, but the cash management we don't really like reserve the funds to them, we didn't do anything about that.
So basically there is no worry on CTS and ENC, their payment requirement. Every time there should be sufficient fund to.
So far, yes. Yeah. So far, yes.
That one time incident happened. That one is why you mentioned just now they expect ALM to pay back?
You mean the CTS one, is it? Are you referring to?
Okay.
The CTS is actually because they have this I think dividend payment. All right, dividend payment. I can attach an email. It's something to do with this IDL. Sorry, not IDL, because it's a similar case to this one. All right. It actually CTS that this a dividend payment out, but they do not proceed to, based on my understanding, they have this loan facility with BNP. However, they do not want to draw down the bank loans. The expected, just like the case of LBS, the expected LM, money will come down first. Why? Because under that time, during the time, LM is owing to CDS for up to X amount, which is sufficient for the payment. So the thought is actually automatically, all right, because of timing. That is not actually.
Logically, it is right for CTS to think like that because it is their money.
No, they are not wrong also. However, because cash pool is based on timing, sweeping will only happen at night. Sweeping only happen at night. So that's why the payment is during the daytime. So the payment has to be out, but it cannot be out, right? So they reach out to us for LM on this thing. But I say I can't do anything unless the bank do something, until such a time the bank actually they have obtained some special approval to get the payment out first. Then at night, LM money put down to CTS. So that is the case. If you want me to attach the email, I can do that. But
Yep.
okay, sure. I'll put somewhere here. Probably CTS later. But this is just a very one-off case for now.
Then how about ANC?
ENC so far, no, we don't really do that for any funding because I think it's more on the cash pool. It's also about cash pool related, it's not operational, I think. It's about the structure, structure, the limit, the IDL.
Okay.
That's why in this KT for lit, it's all about operation. Why you put here IDL temporary is because it's operation, like it can be on a monthly basis to support your monthly payment. Of course, it's not every month here lah. This is the angle that we are referring to.
Okay. Okay. I remember prior to the Alpine drawdown that we have on October. Before October, I think AIM should not have that much funding, and usually it should be relying on ARBS funding to sustain the whole Malaysian cash pool. So just wanted to understand during that time, right? Actually, how do we prepare the funding for ENC and CTS actually? Because I remember the time AIM was depending on ARBS cash pool while also drawing down the loan. So is it during that time the loan will just continue to roll over and we never actually check with ENC and CTS on their funding requirement, is it?
For the operation of this cash pool, during our time, we did not, what we call that?
Not cash pool, it's cash management for ARM during the time, because like I say, ARM that time I don't think we have sufficient fund to fund the whole Malaysian cash pool from ARM perspective during that time. That's why it was I remember that time was relying ARBS cash pool and the short-term loan that ARM has been drawing down. So I mean during that time, right? Probably this will go back to the loan topic. During that time, how did you manage that loan? Will we just continue to roll over the loan? Because end of the day, we also won't be sure of what is the funding requirement for CTS or ENC.
Of course, we have to continue to roll over the loans because we do not have cash ready. Right? I don't know which case that you are referring to.
I read to October. There's no case. It's just how the funding was being arranged during that time. Before October.
October 2025?
Yes.
No, it's okay already. It was managed accordingly. You mean before the Alpine loan, is it?
Yes, correct.
Oh, okay. We managed in such a way that we have to ensure that Maybank's collection to be transferred out to BNP as much as possible. And the time I think we managed the payments all these things accordingly. It was very tight. I think it's because of legacy this is more on the loans arrangement previously during Derrick's time. So there's capex payment and it is relying it's a lot of cash that own cash has been used. So until such a time that it is very, very tight. So, but nonetheless, it has been regularized. It's via the drawdown, via loan drawdown. And also Citibank, there's a loan drawdown as well, actually. Because it's just a Citibank loan, it was not really utilized. Actually, we have this loan drawdown with Citibank that time to support the funding gap. That's why I shared with you yesterday the loan, the email that we had with Citibank is for example, but we only did one during our time, once only with Citibank to bridge the gap. We cannot just rely on BNP. At the back of it, we also LM also have the Citibank's line. Okay.
Okay.
I think that's all from my side. Okay.
Angie,
Mm.
on the CTS and ENC, do you have any contact?
CTS Zone.
Okay.
The other one ENC is custom, I think.
Can you drop the email address or the name?
Oh, you mean the name? Okay, can. But I don't really liaise with him on all this what we call that operation.
Okay, understand.
During our time, there was once kind of probably one conversation, but they month to month, we don't have to monitor their ensure the funding. That's where we are coming from when it comes to this KT.
Okay.
Okay, that's all from my side. Over to you, Cherry. Stop
Okay,
sharing.
thanks, Angie. So since we only left 40 minutes, we wanted to cover the AR factoring execution. And also yesterday we mentioned if you have any queries regarding the yesterday session, also feel free to raise during this call. So you let us know if you have anything you already have in mind. We can answer during the call. Otherwise, if time is not sufficient, yes,
Jerry,
yes.
That's why during the start of the session, we asked about the file access. Most of the file access is not being given.
The file access, we already
Yesterday
uploaded
session.
in the, oh, you mean yesterday's session?
Yeah, we
Okay.
don't receive the access.
You still do not have any access now, or?
Just the Google Doc access, but the links that
Links,
is inside the Google Docs, we don't receive the access.
Okay, can you specify which file, or else we will see how we can grant to you? Which file you don't have, because we have already uploaded the many files.
Example, I message you actually.
Sorry?
Okay, as an example, I share the link to you.
Okay.
You try to open that Google Doc. Then there's a link inside there. So that kind of link, we don't access.
Angie, can you share the link, please?
This is one of the example.
Let me check.
Yeah.
You
Okay.
share with him, I can't. Do
Oh,
you
sorry.
share?
Okay, the link because Ashraf just sent to me. Let me send to you as well.
So this is one of the example.
So anyhow, when you walk through all the files, if you have any access issues, feel free to come to us because we never know. Maybe something you forgot to give you the access. So feel free to let us know anytime.
Yeah. I saw it now. That's why I'm actually doing this connecting our access now while waiting for Cherry is doing her KT session now. I'm doing it.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, all right. Sure.
Yeah.
Thanks.
So let's switch to the factoring topic. Let me share my screen.
Angie, on the factoring, I remember there was a hard stop. So would there be any exception approval for next year? This year, sorry.
Yeah, actually, Kevin, that's what I wanted to mention at the beginning of this KT, actually.
Okay.
So the AR factoring, since starting from 2026, actually it's going to be banned. Okay, it's no more exceptional. Will be allowed. But you know all the rules, etc. Is guiding is from the group. So if there's any further notice, one day might come back. I doubt it, but if just in case there's any changes, you come to COE team, because they will share with you this information anytime they receive any updates from the group. But so far, as of today, what we got, the guideline is no more factoring from 2026.
So APEC, there are no exceptions for any
No.
countries.
Yeah, no exceptions.
Okay.
Yeah.
Clear.
So the KT today is more on to have a record of how the treasury team to support AR factoring execution in the bank platform. Also, some procedures or process work with the affiliate side and also the BSC AR team. So that's just in case if one day, I don't know when, maybe some open window comes, then at least we have some records here for BSC team to refer in the future. Okay. So that is just to show you the showcase and the purpose why we do this session to show the AR factoring execution. And this is only cover for AR, Singapore ARSG. It's because we know the LIFT project is covered for this entity. So here we put this scope of the AR factoring execution, all the folders and samples into shared whole folder. So let me quickly click on this folder, sorry. So you can see this AR factoring execution folder. Under this folder, we have several files. So we go to the first guide, just to show you the overall. First of all, as just mentioned, there's no more factoring, okay? The please note is this information, sometimes, you know, the bank may ask you or some, I don't know, internal stakeholders going to ask you, just to be very pay attention to that is this kind of information is very critical. It's not appropriate to publicly share with external parties, especially with the bank. So I believe you know how to manage with, how to communicate with bank, but this is very need to be pay attention to that. Do not share this kind of information publicly to them. And here is I try to quickly summarize on the how we did for ASG for factoring execution based on the past practice during the 2024 and 2025. So this is all the experience we had, and we try to summarize here. So simplify, I try to list down the very simple steps. The first is wanted to show you the workflow, how all the team work together for this one in order to reach the execution. Second is I want to quickly to share with you where you can find the step-by-step guide if in the future is going to execute it from the bank platform. Is another others information is about the contact for the bankers and also the current AR team members who is in charge of this relevant topic. Okay, so let's quickly look into the workflow. So the factory execution basically is including two actions, which is one drawdown, you know, when we need funding. Two is settlement, meaning we need to repay the bank. So first of all, regarding the funding, so when the factoring, how it comes, usually it's initiated by the affiliates. So the affiliates usually CFO in Singapore. So CFO going to tell the COE saying, oh, there are some needs to do the factoring, that they will ask for the permission, and the COE team are going to communicate with group if it's allowed to do so. So again, this is the process referring to 2025. Yes, someone raise a hand. Hello?
No, Cherry. I dropped a message to NG. Didn't want to disturb you, that's why.
Okay, sorry, because I can't see the screen. It's okay. Okay, and then once the affiliates require this demand and the COE Treasury gets the approval from the group, and then the action is to before the action for the execution, the Treasury COE going to inform the BSC operational teams in order to get prepared for this factoring, especially for AR team, BSC AR team currently. So the BSC AR team, what they need to do, they will prepare all the proposal for invoice to identify what is fit for the factorings. So all the steps is done by them. So after they propose this invoice for factorings, and it comes to the review and the summarization. So this is more on the treasury team to check how much is amount and what customer we have, and is there any the invoices actually is coming is going to be very soon, which is within the same month. So those kind of minor checks, just making sure the list is correct, and so that you can provide a summary by simplified summary. Do not have all the lists. The summary by customers to share with affiliate CFO to tell them how much proposal of the factoring we're going to draw down for LSG. And sometimes the CFO, they have some questions. They're going to say, maybe is there any additional amount for such a customer, something like that. So you will have a back and forth to check with him, and also to bring the feedbacks to the AR team. So sometimes there will have modifications to require from the affiliate side, and then to let AR team to update the invoice information. So this is not must steps, but it is somehow the working exchange. While you review and you submit to the CFO, you go with the flow, how it goes. Once affiliate CFO confirm the action to go, which is you received approval, then it comes to the steps you're going to execute it from the bank portal. So bank platform, all the steps will come explain at the later stage. So after you're done from the bank platform, the fund will be automatically drawn down from the bank, which is after the day you execute it from the bank portal, after 2 days, 2 working days. Is a message or somebody with hand?
Cherry, question.
Yes.
So step E, currently who have the access on this step? Only you? Is it only
Yes.
you?
Yes,
One person only.
because I'm the doer.
Okay.
Yeah. For the access, if in the future to grant access, just live with the bank to get access. It's not a complicated step.
Oh, it's a normal e-banking as platform, right? Connective.
It's same platform as what you have for the bank statement something. It's same platform. It's just there's a platform. There's a lot of function, right? So there's one function for dedicated for factoring. So this will be explained later on, step by step guide. I will show you.
Okay, all right.
Okay, so this is a rough workflow based on the existing practice we had, just to share with you. Timeline. So execution timeline is very important. There's usually we do it before the no later than 5 working days prior to month end. That is the usual date we do it in the bank. But you need to well plan your date because of the audit process, right? Before your execution, you need to get all the review invoice and get approval from the CFO. So usually these steps is coming in the middle of the month, yeah. And this is about usually it's around the 25th. If you have a weekend, then you plan ahead a little bit. So this is for the order execution. For the settlement, which is the repayment. So repayment is quite simple. First is how you get the settlement files. So those settlement files is also very straightforward. You download from the bank platform, which is the same as what you going to do for the execution. It's the same platform. So once you download the settlement file, next step is the same. In the same platform, you just upload the invoices to upload it into the e-bankings. And the same thing, this will be explained in the step-by-step. Here, I just tell you how the flow works. So after this settlement completes, uploading completes, and then do not forget to download the settlement transaction proof. This is the proof to for you to save what is action is done. Second is to share with the business AR team, because from their end, they also need to keep some track. So this is all the settlement working flow. Timeline for repayment. So timeline for repayment, usually it's about 45 days, calendar days. So for example, if we did in December, end of December, which is around the 25th December, then we're going to repay in the beginning of February. So it's always like that. But of course, the repayment timeline is already detailed in the drawdown file. So here is just to give you the rough ideas to remember this specific date, because we will need to do the settlement actions in the e-banking platform, and do not miss these actions at that date comes. Okay, so this is a general workflow. If you have no further question, I go share with you the step-by-step guide. So step-by-step guide in the file, you can see I put some notes here. The first, the platform website, it's a BNP platform. So if you do not have any access to the AI factoring, but again, it's complete precondition is there was need in the future. Otherwise, you do not require this access because it's not necessary anymore. And I put some showcase, which is we did in the June for the drawdown folders, all the files and the communications, how we did it in this public file. So I think I already give you all the access. Yeah, you have all the access. Huh? So this is showcase one drawdown, one settlement. So as just mentioned, execution drawdown is in June, and then repay should be in beginning of the August. So move to the guide first. This is the drawdown guide. So drawdown guide, this is I put some note steps. What is meaning on the on actions towards to the screenshot here. So you can see here this is the e-banking, you already access into it, and then you will see these functions, which is called apps, and then in the right side you see the SC. So SC is referring to the factoring. So if you do not have access to the factoring, you won't see this function, if I'm not mistaken. So you will only see it once you get access to that. So once you have the access, and when we do the execution for the drawdown, you click these buttons, and then the system going to come to this stage, and then here is upload. You just click the upload for the CSV files, and then the system going to give you some pop-up like that. The first of all, drawdown going to select which currency. This is SGD, so there's SGD. Sometimes we have USD, then it will drop down going to for you to select the USD. So here is an example for SGD. And also they have a catalog on the noun INS. INS means insurance. So there's non-insurance, there's also insure. Where did I put? Sorry. Sorry, I think I forgot to take screenshot. Never mind. So there will be another catalog named insure. So non-insure, insure, what the difference is based on the definition at that time the bank set for the LSG. So for the factoring, we will only have several customer is allowed to do so, just for you to understand what is insure and uninsured, to quickly show you. So the factoring, we only allowed to do those for customers. Okay, this customer list is allowed to do factoring. And this tool is actually, I don't think we have some sales between the LSG with this customer anymore. So that's why, and also the share as well. So it's not too active customers. And those six customer is a very active customer, have a lot of sales with LSG. And for the global foundries, which is insured, and for the rest is non-insured. That is why when do the execution on the drawdown, here side you're going to select the drop down is insured or non-insured, and SGD or USD. And here the document type, discounting document, is meaning the drawdown. And then you upload the file and then click upload. So once upload, the bank will, the platform will going to show you it's processing or successful. Once it's successful, you click the platform here, file management. You're going to see all the files you uploaded and to check the status, is it released or not. So the status like that means all is settled, or all in good order, and no any further actions for execution. Just to wait the bank to proceed, and after 2 working days, the fund will be automatically goes to the account. So this is a drawdown guide. For the settlement guide, so as just mentioned here, settlement, we have first we need to download the documents and then to upload the settlement. So download the document, same thing. You need to go to the platform, which is same website, and then same thing. Do not forget click to SC, which is access, bring you to the factoring page, and then the platform will be like that. And you click the report. The report here, and then you need to click the email inquiry. So it's a typo. Email inquiry, which is this stage, and then you select the timing, which is, for example, if the February 2026 we need to repay, which is we will do because we did the factoring in December. So then when it comes to the beginning of February, we're going to select what reporting, which is the bank put in this under these functions. So then you search the period, and then you will get all the files under this stage. Under this stage, because this all the file actually is provided by the bank. So you just download all the file bank uploaded in the platform, and that is the settlement file. You're going to use it to do it to manually upload in the e-banking platform. So once you complete the download, which is this here, download, just do not forget to double check the total amount just in case any errors in the banking file. But in the past years, we do not have any experience on that, but this is for the extra step for us to understand, is it in line with our anticipated repayment amount or not? Okay, so once the checking is done, then you click the upload, which is here. Click the upload, same procedure as drawdown. And then it comes to the here. So here the same thing. You select is it SGD or USD or it's non-insure or it's insure. And document you select invoice settlement, which is meaning the going to repay. And then to upload the banking file, which is you just downloaded from here. Okay. So here is a more clean page here. So you see invoice status, non-insure file upload. And then you click upload. This is for the insure. So insure, this is non-insure. Click upload one by one to select. So then the bank also, you will see the screen, they're going to show you is successfully uploaded. And then the next step, you click the file management to check if it's all is ready, how the file statement shows, just for you to making sure everything is all right. Okay, so that is all for the execution steps for drawdown and the settlement. Do you have any questions? Okay, so if you do not have any questions, I quickly go through the detailed workflow just to show you how we did, and then for you to visualize or better understand how the process works when it comes to the factoring request. So using the June as example, you can see here. So we can click in. Okay, so the AR factoring working file. So this working file, the initial one is always coming from AR team. Okay, so AR team going to share with you all the list of coming the proposed invoices or the list for the factoring by customers. And then what we experienced is after we receive all the details, then we just comes to the summary, which is I just mentioned, because these two details it's not easy to check all the how we can connect with factoring total amount and all the proposals and timings. So here is the summary we did it. So you put all the customer here, and then you write down, for example, okay, May we didn't do any factoring, so this empty. For example, when it comes to the June, we have a proposal. Then you list down all the amount in SGD and the USD. And the equivalent is we're using the spot rate just for the reference to understand how much level of the amount of the USD. And then in the right side, so it's the when it's timing to pay and how much we're going to pay to the bank. So then in the bottom, same thing, just using the spot rate to convert to euro and convert to SGD. So this is the information for affiliate CFO to refer to understand how much is the level in the different currencies. So this is the total, the summary, we did it. And once you did it, and then you can communicate with affiliates. So I upload the showcase of the email so you can see. So you tell the CFO how much is the proposal and ask the CFO to approve. Sometimes CFO is request you something need to top up, something is wrong, whatever. So any further comments he might ask. You just based on what he requests, and then you check with the AR team to determine how much is final and the repropose again, and then until you get the final approval. And also I show the notification, which is what I mentioned about here, circulate action. So you inform the BSC teams to prepare. So this is just a pre-notice to the AR team, let them to be ready. We're going to do it in the month. And then, so this is also the showcase for the uploading file, which is for the files you upload in the e-banking portal for the drawdown. And this is for the settlement. So settlement is also, I put the showcase of upload the settlement file. So this file, as I just mentioned, it's you download from the from the e-banking portal. Okay, so this is all the banking file provided. And then you upload it to the e-banking portal. The repayment is done, and then the settlement transaction proof. Do not forget you download it, and also share with the AR team. Okay, so this is the showcase for June. And then next step, I want to show you the contact information. So for the bankers, BNP, who is responsible for factoring, which is these three persons, I mean, based on the current. So in future, there might be changes. If any changes, just do not forget to liaise with the bank regional manager. They will always direct you to the right person who is handling this factoring. And the BSAR team currently is in charge, responsible by Richard. And starting this, December, December, he asked his team member to prepare, but same thing, if you have any queries, Rush is always very responsible, supportive for this topic. Okay, so that is pretty much all. I wanted to share the factoring execution with you, although it's no longer required, but just for the reference in the future, in case it's come back, then we have those records for you to refer. But any procedure or the bank, how to say, the actions in the e-banking platform, it can be changed based on the bank regulations. So anytime, anything, do not forget to double confirm with bank regional manager or the bankers who are in charge of the factorings. They will always give you the latest guide or advice how to do the factoring in e-banking. Okay, so that is all I want to share with you. Any questions?
Nope.
Okay, so thank you very much.
For the sharing, sharing.
Yeah, Ashraf. Ashraf, you're mute, right? I can't hear you.
I just said thanks for the sharing.
Okay, sorry. No worries. I didn't hear you, sorry. Okay, so I think we covered all what we wanted to share with you today. And
sorry, Cherry. Okay,
yes,
just want
Angie.
to pass a message. Ashraf, I've granted the necessary access to the BSD Treasury at General email, but please ping me if you wanted to. You can't see any access still, in case I missed out any other. Okay.
Angie,
Yeah.
you grant the access to the whole thing, or you
The
grant access to the individual?
Your Epic Treasury Ops General
Okay.
email.
All right.
Yeah, but in case I missed out any, you just request for this access. Now I'll just grant it because there's so many link file already. All right.
Okay.
I'll sort out the remaining the additional email that you asked during the session just now. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so thank you everybody. I think we covered the 5 sessions for LEAP KT. And all the topics we plan to share with you, we already all walked through and uploaded the samples, the files, links into the share folders. And feel free to let us know when you digest it or when you suddenly have any other questions you might not have right now. Feel free to come to me and Angie. Yes, Ashraf?
Okay. So since NG already shared almost everything, the cash management, the loan drawdowns. So starting from today, so if you have a real case situation, example like you already received the bulk payment from the AP, so let's do this together.
Yeah, sure. For AP, AP, I think not only AP team, but for other stakeholder, I would say, like
Yes.
Eugenics for tax, right? I will drop an email to them that to send. I mean to CC.
Okay. Then do together, and then if you are not sure to do with who, then just message me.
Okay, okay. So can I say that you guys will take on, but of course it's together with us lab in the loop, and you know.
Yes.
Okay, all right, sure.
Okay. So
Anything else from the team?
Any question?
I think otherwise we I mean just feel free to let us know lah if you have any other after the.
I mean, probably there's more question once we have the real case scenario.
Sure.
yeah, so I'm sure when we I mean when you guys start to do the real case, right? The first time you definitely will have some queries. Feel free to come to us. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you, team.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.